everything it does, and then let you have a play with it and see what you think. There are different ways you can do things.
Yes, please.
And what we find is there's always more than one way to skin a cat. And we're quite happy to kind of knock up examples and samples for you,
Yes.
working with it. So let me pull this across. So you neither of you have heard or know anything about Mango?
Sorry?
Have you heard of Mango before? I think you said you hadn't.
No, no. I found it on Google because when I searched it, it just appears first it is advertisement. So I
Yeah.
just went to click and have a look.
Okay. John, yourself, have you come
No,
across it?
no, I haven't.
Yeah, it's one of New Zealand's best kept secrets. We don't like to tell people about it in case they sign up. Um, so we're working. It's an area that we're working on from that. So Mango comes out the box with everything included. So all of these modules down here that you see, you get access to all of those modules right away.
Okay.
Okay.
So this
Well,
is the default. This is the default one.
yeah, yeah. This is
Okay.
the system, and you can switch each module on and off as you know.
Right.
So when we're helping you set it up, we will tend to go through a couple of modules at a time with you and get them set up and switch them on, and then go through the next one, so that it doesn't become a big, oh my god, look at all this stuff I have to figure out.
Yeah.
Right.
For example, am I able to change the title? Like, for example, food safety incident. Am I able to change the name to something else incident, not food safety?
No, you can't. But because you wouldn't use food safety incident, we would just switch it off.
Ah, okay. Yep.
Right. So, for instance, if I pull this one over, everybody gets their own access rights, and so some people wouldn't have access to everything there because they don't need it.
Right.
So that'll change per person, and even within those modules, they might only have a couple of options to do things,
Yeah.
whereas somebody like yourself or John would have more options. So we've got over 400 options of access rights to tune for each individual person using bulk application, obviously, to give them what they need. And so that's an important point about Mango, is it's designed to be largely an out-the-box system. So the amount of customization you can do is minimum. And we'll talk about that as we go through. But effectively, what you're seeing here is what it is. Anything that's in a drop-down list as we go through the process is something that you can absolutely change, and there's other things that we can change as well. So we'll highlight them as we go through, so that it makes sense. You also get the mobile app as well. So the guys will be able to use the mobile app to input data into the system as well, remotely. And it works offline, so it'll cover, you know, your accidents, being able to do audits, environmental incidents. Again, food safety was switched off. Improvements, so non-conformities, corrective actions, customer complaints, your risks, maintenance requests, if you want to use that as well, is in there. They can also see on here under their profile on the app the skills record. So they can show that in the field.
Right. So is this for a competency? Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
Yeah. And we also have what we call My Training, which is like ad hoc training. So that's like things like toolbox meetings or webinars or that sort of stuff. And you can see that they've done it there as well.
So with those, and this is probably drilling into detail, but with something like that, can you attach quizzes and things like that to them?
Yes, you can. Yes.
You
So
can?
so Mango has an inbuilt e-learning module that I'll show you.
Oh.
Right. And does this trigger like a workflow? For example, I complete the training, complete the quiz, and it will goes to the manager for mark the score and to show whether I failed or passed.
Yes, it can. So you have two options. You can either send it to somebody for assessment, or you can have Mango assess it for you. So you set
nice.
what the pass mark is, and if they pass, you decide what skill level you want to assign to them. So there might be some things. So for instance, we would give you a whole bunch of Mango e-learning. Let me show you, to help you implement the system. So if we go to our skills, you'll have this big list of skills that you've got in the organization, and you'll see that some have got e-learning and some don't. All right. So if I go to my favorite one, Advanced Lightsaber, what we can do is talk about what the skill actually is, and we can add that skill to positions. So what we're saying there is, if you're in one of those positions, you need to have this skill And so if somebody starts with the business, Mango will allocate that skill for them to do. And if there's e-learning with it, they'll get the e-learning at the same time.
Right.
So,
Right.
Can this?
sorry, I'm just going to jump in. So if we've, say, an apprentice who joins the business, engineering apprentice, we can assign all of these skills or skills to that role. So when they join the business, it'll automatically be generated for them. Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
Very good.
Correct. So if I come into the actions, just to show you the e-learning setup, so what that lets us do is say you can have a list of people who can assess it, and that can be as long as you like. In this case, we've said yes, it can be automatically assessed, and if they pass it, make them skilled. But we've got customers who say, well, I'm going to make them semi-skilled, and then I'm going to go out and physically audit them doing the job to make sure. And actually, when they do that, and this is where the system actually starts kind of going, look, we actually want to work together, because what we can do there is do it on the app with an audit. Because when I set up an audit for, whatever it happened to be, so it was a training thing, we've got the title and stuff, but in the details, we can tag the employee that we're actually going to audit. And then that audit goes back into their HR records as well as evidence that you've done that physical training, that physical inspection.
Yeah, that's good. And another question I was going to ask that this screen's already answering, that you can embed external videos into it.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, nice.
Yep. It can be videos, it can be words and pictures and stuff. But so if I come in, so we can go to the skills, and you decide whatever your skill levels are going to be in your company. You decide what the pass match is going to be, how many times they can get something wrong before you go, nope. How many times you're going to let them reset it, and then how many questions you're going to ask. And my favorite weapon of all is the randomized order. So what that's going to do here is randomize the questions that the person's going to get every time they sit the test.
Yeah.
Right. And so if you're really mean like I am, and you say I'm going to ask you 10 questions, but I'm going to have a pool of 20, it will randomly pick 10 of that 20, shuffle the questions and shuffle the answers. All right, which is really mean, but that's what happens. But yeah, you can come in and have whatever you want, and as many different slides as you want. And so what I've done here is actually these two buttons here link to our documents module. And so if I've got a document, a policy or something I want somebody to be trained on every year, so we've got a client who every year their team come back after Christmas and say, right, everyone's going to reread this policy and they're going to take the quiz again. And so they just link in whatever the policy is to a hyperlink. I'm going to say open that in a new window. And that's it. That's the training set up. They can click on that. It'll open up the policy for them to read. And then it will ask them the questions that you want them to answer. And you decide what the questions are going to be and what the right answer is. So really quick to set up, but really powerful tool.
Yeah.
In terms of reporting, what kind of report format you're having to show, let's say, because we have 13 locations. Am I able to generate report for a specific location or a specific department to show the progress?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
On skills or just
any training module.
Yeah. So let's say skill in your skills, the skill report writers you'll be able to set up at any point. So I'm going to go add a new one, and so there's all the fields linked to skills. You just pick the ones you want to include in your report. So we'll have the employee, we'll have the skill, we might have the competence skill. Maybe we want to know if there's an expiry date, for instance, and you want to know what branch they're in.
Branch.
Right, and you can go what department they're in as well. And then if I just click results, I get the report. Right, so there's my skills along the top. There's my employee departments. And there's that information. Now, you say, well, I only want to see certain things. There's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can say, well, I only want to see it for the Christchurch branch.
Yeah.
And that report will now only show people in Christchurch. Okay. But because you've got multiple branches, rather than filtering your reports by branch, what we actually do is I come back to the HR module to our employee access rights. down in our access rights, what we can say is this employee can only see things in the branch of Christchurch.
Yeah.
And now
Okay.
throughout the whole system, they'll only see things for that branch. So if I pull up this person again, this Bradley in the accident register can only see things in Glasgow.
And all this can be exported into Excel sheet?
Yep. So export out to whatever I want in Excel, and
Okay.
and it's the same with all of our report writers. So if I go to our report writer again.
Okay. Let's talk about the processes like policies, processes, documents, working instructions.
Yep.
Where do we?
Okay, so those would all go into the documentation module in terms of all your documents. So there's two sides to it. So these two are the ones that most people would have access to. So we'll start here.
Okay.
Each one of these is its own physical manual. So think about it as a ring binder. So if I click on that, it'll open up the ring binder, and then I've got all my different sections. And in there, I've got all my policies, all my procedures for whatever I want to have. I can have whatever I want.
So it's a bit like, is it a bit like sort of Wikipedia type thing?
How do we create a process?
Two questions, sorry.
Yeah, so we'll show you the back end. So if I go in, and we'll use this one, so this is a manual, SOPs in here. I want to create a new one. I'll just go add document, and this is my document writer. So I can just put in there whatever I want. So if I pull up, let me just pull up something.
Right, this is like a Word document.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
We don't do a flowchart or stuff like that.
Mm.
All right. You can paste in. So if you've got a flowchart you want to use, you can.
Yeah.
We've I hit the wrong button there.
So if we want to do a flow chart, then we probably need to create it in like a Visio, then copy and paste into here.
Yeah, you can do that. You can also, it depends what you want to do, because there's a couple of things you can do. So if I just show you a couple of things. So if I've got a procedure that's written, this is not a particularly good example because it's all text, but say I've got that, getting it into the system can be pretty quick.
Just copy and paste.
Right.
Yes.
If I've got a procedure and it references another procedure, do X, do Y, if you're doing this, you need to follow such and such a procedure. Here's our two orange buttons again, so I can insert a link. So say, well, actually, we have a policy for that. I can insert a link for that. And so when they come to that, they can click on that, and we can edit that as well. We can just say, well, actually, we just want that. But when they click on that, it will take them to the latest version of that policy. And you never have to update that link because Mango will manage it for you.
Yeah. Is there any AI tool for process? Like, is there any AI tool embedded into this software, like to create processes, policies?
No, not for doing that.
Okay. Okay. And for search?
So for search, if I just open this up, yep. So if I come in here and say, well, I'm looking for a policy on quality, I can type quality there, and it will go and search through everything in the system for it.
Right.
And if I click on that, it'll take me to it. If I do the search here, it'll look just inside this.
Sure, inside the document. So is there any AI component to Mango at all?
It's coming out shortly. So not in the documentation side of things, but so for instance, in our accident incident module, what we have, and it'll come across all of our kind of workflow modules. What we have is a thing called AI Assist.
Yeah.
And so what it'll do is you go through the accident and get to the investigation. You can use AI Assist to review what you've done in the investigation.
Yes.
And it'll say, hey, look, I think you've missed this, or you need to consider that law, or you need to consider this, and give people some prompts to go off and consider.
Yes.
Eco Online, who own Mango, their approach to AI is in which it should be an assistant. It shouldn't be doing things for you.
Oh, for sure.
Because and that's the challenge with the documentation side of things. If you go, hey, Mr. AI, write me a quality policy, it's got to pull the data for that from somewhere, And so
Yeah.
if you're doing it like that, it's going out to the world
Yeah.
to pull that data and plagiarize something else, which may be right, may be wrong. And then you can fix it. So we kind of going, well, we don't really like that. We want to keep the AI enclosed within the ecosystem.
Yeah, yeah.
And learn
Yeah.
from the information that we have within the information within that system at the moment.
So when's that likely to go live?
It's happening. Well, we're told it's in the first half of this year, so sometime before June.
Okay.
Is the expectation. It's live in our. We have another system called EHS, which is it's for larger companies, and it's already live in that, and so they're just porting it across to us now.
Sure. Sure.
And all the Eco-Online software is designed to work on the same kind of coding
Sure.
platform, so it's all interactive from that. What I was going to say is we do have, because of this process, what we do have, some of our customers have done is actually they've inserted a table.
Yeah.
And use the table to build the flow. You know, that becomes a block, that's an arrow, that's a block, that's an arrow.
Yep. So it's documents for SOP and files for work instruction. So so what is the difference between, what is the different formats between documents and the files?
Yeah, I'll show you. So SOPs you can put in here if you like. Tables, that wasn't the one I was looking for. That one. So bring on where is palettes? There we go. So we're starting to get into, so you can have whatever you want in any of these. The difference between documents is they're viewed online, right? And then I can export them out to PDF if I want to, and we manage all the version control for you directly in the document. So it'll stamp on there, and it'll go through that workflow approval. So if you look at the bottom here, you'll see we've gone who's created it, who's approved it, and you can have as many people on that list as you like, who's published it and when the next review, and that's going to physically stamp onto it.
Right.
In the file side of things, what it is upload. So think about this as just basically file manager. And so in there, I can have multiple different folders, and if that's the document I want, I can click on that and download it.
What's the file storage capacity?
As a company, what we do is we give you 50 gig for everything, and then if you need more, we give you a bit more, but it's a charge. But because most of 99% of stuff that's stored in Mango is in text, it takes a hell of a long time to get up there.
Yeah.
I haven't had any client yet in 10 years of doing this that needed more storage.
Yeah, I'm just thinking in terms of documents, as we currently use ProMap for storing lots of documents and things.
Are we able to attach like link files into documents? Like, are they in links between?
Yes.
Or they're separate? Oh, they do. Okay.
Yep. So again, if I come back to this.
For files, is there a review frequency set for files or not?
Yes, you can set them. It works the same in both. So if we set up an event, what we can do is go review of document or whatever. When's it going to be due? And you can pick whatever day you want it to be done. And then how often is it going to repeat? So we say we're going to do this every, 2 years. Then how far in advance you want me to tell you about it? So tell me, a month before. And then nag me if I haven't done it every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And that can be assigned to an individual.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
So let's say if I create a work instruction and attach to a process, and if I have updated the version of the process, will the attached document be automatically updated for review too? So I don't need to click the file separately to indicate I have reviewed it for the event.
Sorry, say that one again.
Okay, so for example, I create a file. So the
Mhm.
file is due to review next week,
Mhm.
and the file is also attached to a process. The process is due to review this week. I have updated the process this week to the
Right.
new version.
Yep.
Will the file also be updated at the same time? So I don't need to
Got you.
click review next week again.
Got you. No. So they're two separate things, and if you're referencing one document in another document, they may have different review frequencies, or they may be on time. They both need to be signed off to say yes, I've reviewed them
Okay, okay,
on that.
understand.
Right.
Okay, okay.
Sorry, just
So
in there. I'll just get this. Um, we also escalate. If you don't do it, Mango will escalate to somebody else,
right.
so that you know.
Good. Okay.
So,
Well, at least for files, I don't have to review every single one unless I turn on event to
exactly.
review it. Okay,
Exactly.
cool.
You decide what you want to review and what you don't. And when you publish a document in Mango or a file, what you can do is ask people to acknowledge that they've read it,
Yeah.
and it will then go to their HR file as evidence that they've read that document, and you'll be able to run a
Okay.
report to show who's read it and who hasn't.
Oh,
So,
nice.
so if you've got a document that's referencing a file,
Mhm.
so it's got a link. If I click the link,
Yep.
it's going to open that document.
Yep.
So I'm just thinking from a review perspective again as well. So when we're reviewing processes in ProMap, we then have to search for the files attached to the process. So I'm just wondering how, and I think I've already answered my own question in my head, but if I open that file and I'm the owner of the file, I can complete a review just when I click on it, or do I have to do something different to review it?
So what happens is you'll get an event that Mango will tell you when it's due for review if you set the reviews up.
Yeah, but
Right.
if I decide that I just want to review the document as part of, or review the file
Process.
as part of a document review, so
Mhm.
we would be writing processes. Can I do that?
Um. Yes. Yes, you could. You need to frig the system a little bit, but yes, you could.
Okay. I'm
Because
just
what?
thinking from a user experience perspective, it's a significant pain in the ass in ProMap currently having to go to multiple places and look for things multiple times.
Yeah,
But if
yeah,
I can
yeah,
just click the link and open the document, and as the owner, I can then complete that review, then it saves
yeah.
me time.
Exactly. So what happens in Mango? So if I look for a document in the event module, um, this one here, right?
Mhm.
You will get an email from Mango saying
Mm,
it's time to review this. Now,
yeah.
if one of the things, obviously, as we're going through the training, is we're going to give you little hints and tips, and some people listen to us and do it, and some people don't. If you put the link in for that document,
Mm,
when you get the email, that link works,
yeah.
and you can click on that link directly in your email, and it'll take you to the document,
Hmm.
right? So you don't have to go right on whatever else. And then if you're happy with it, back to the thing was that, this is the sign-off process.
Right. Okay.
When did I do it? Right, and I'm doing this early, so I'm going
Hmm.
to use the finish date, so it calculates the next review from that date instead of that date.
Right.
Right, so if you go, well, I'm going to do all the documents together, all it means is you're going to come in and you can sign it off at any point in time.
Hmm.
You just use the finish date to calculate the next one, and it's going to
Yeah.
end up syncing them all together anyway, so you'll get the
Yeah.
email. Um,
Yeah. And I
this
think
is,
that's the thing, is how can they be synced as opposed, because at the moment your process may be reviewed halfway through the review
yeah,
period of a document or a policy attached to it.
yeah,
Or if they can be synced, then yeah, it's saving a lot of time.
yeah, completely. I mean, you can do the sync in the back end when you set up the event.
Mm-hmm.
You just set the dates, but yeah, if they come through and some are out of sync, you can just go and find the other ones in the event register because I'll leave that. In the
Um,
events, you're just doing the search for it and go, there it's
we-
there. I'm going to sign
are
that
we
one off
able
just now as well.
to manage documents and files in bulk? Like, can
Mm.
I bulk archive documents, bulk archive files, or if I want to, let's say if I want to change the review due date for 3 documents or 3 files? Am I able to do that at the same time for 3 files, or do I have to go to every single file and change it?
You would have to go to each file individually.
Okay. And how about archiving?
Archiving's easy. So all we do is we set up a folder called archive. I won't do that one. So say I've got something in here I want to archive. Maybe I want to archive that whole folder. There you go.
Drag and drop.
Ah, nice. Okay. And we just make sure the archive folder doesn't have access, like people don't have access to that
Exactly.
archive.
So you see that
Okay.
that little star there?
Yeah,
That's an access restriction.
right.
And so within your HR profile, we say you can have access to manuals of this type. And so you go, well, only Cassie and John can have access to the archive folder. Nobody else will see it on the front end. It'll never exist for them.
Okay,
And
cool.
so you can mass select documents and delete them. So if I've got 50 documents in the DWS folder, I could just select them all and remove them, or is it a document by document?
You could just delete the whole folder if you wanted to.
Yeah, but if there were 50 documents and I wanted to keep 10 of them, can I just delete the 40 that I don't want?
No.
Yeah. No, you need to move one by one.
No,
Okay,
it's
so
not
for
moving.
okay, so for example, if you can go to the medical device integrated management system, so you've got 11 documents there. So if I want
11 sections and
11 sections.
Yeah,
So
that one's got 12 documents, 8 documents, 5 documents, 4 documents.
okay, so if I want to only archive 2 out of a folder, do I have to drag the single process into the archive?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So it's a drag and a move.
Yeah, I mean, you can, again, it depends. Some companies do archive and some companies do delete because we have an undelete function.
Yeah, we do archive first because we've got retention period. But because after I delete it, does it like totally erase from the system?
No, it goes to an undelete folder, and we don't give you the delete button for the undelete folder.
Oh, okay.
So we go undelete documents, and I can go and
right.
No, I want that one back, and I can just click on undelete.
Right.
But we don't let you delete from there just in case.
Okay. Okay. So we can delete then restore it, which is good.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
And we can, so we can't bulk delete.
No.
We cannot. Oh, okay. And same to files.
Same to files. You can't bulk delete.
Okay. And also, so if I want to delete a file, do I need to remove the file link from the document, then delete the file, or I can delete the file straight away, then the link from the document will be just removed?
It won't remove the link. You'll need to delete the file and then go in and edit your document because it will go, well, that file is no longer valid.
Okay. Am I able to delete the file without touching the document?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. And for every document, I'll show you in here actually because I've got access to the front end. Most people wouldn't have this, and it works for files as well. If I go view history, we keep every version of the document, even if I delete it, in the history of the system. So you'll always be able to go back and go, well, what the hell, what did it used to say? As well. So we manage all of that at the same time. So you'll
can I just ask why you can't bulk delete? What's the thinking or rationale for that?
I don't know, to be honest.
Okay.
Because
it's one of the things I find most frustrating about ProMap. And we deal with a vast number of documents. So yeah.
We'll raise the question because we know they're doing some work on the document module in the second half of the year. So we'll ask for you.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Thanks.
got you. You be able to run other reports. So say you can go, what's still waiting acknowledgement? So who hasn't signed off on the document, and you can go and give them a prod. What's in progress? So what's getting worked on just now, and what's holding it up. And so this one's got Bradley for approval, and if I knew Bradley was off on holiday, I could take Bradley out and add somebody else in and move it on.
Cool. Can we have a look at the accident incident module, please?
Absolutely, absolutely. So again, this is on the app, and so if I just show you from an app point of view, the app is designed to be a simpler interface, so we ask less questions on the app, right?
Yeah.
Because we know you hand somebody a phone and you go, we're going to ask you these 80 questions. People will forget it. So it's designed to be really simple from there. The full form is a little bit like this. So we've got the brief description of what.
So before you get into it,
Yep.
can we create our own incident forms, or do we have to use what's in the system?
You have to use what's in the system.
Okay.
But what you can do is say anything here in this drop down you can customize. So if you didn't want to, so when we set up a system first, it goes from near and miss incident first 7, right?
Yeah.
If you wanted something else, we can absolutely put that in there without any problems and customize that. So we can do that. The forms are designed to meet the current legislation to make sure you've got all the information that you need. And to try and kind of force people into doing the right thing in the right place as well to give you more data. So like, for instance, one of the things we find a lot in companies still today is they have one form for accidents and risks when they're two very different things.
Yeah.
And so, it kind of forces you in there from that. The additional information checklist, again, you can have whatever you want for your organization in this, and that's a checklist of have you done this, have you done that. And each one of those things you can filter out and search through in the report writers from there. You can add attachments of any sort you like.
Yeah.
And then we want to know who had who was injured. So it could be one of your employees, and then we've got the list. It could be a supplier who's on site or a customer who's on site, or it could be Joe Public, in which case you can just free type. So we'll pick the employee, and it's going to link to Anna's HR record then. If somebody else reported it, I can capture that as well if I wanted to. What was the initial treatment given? Again, it's a pop-up, so you can customize what's in there. Did you send them off for healthcare? When did it happen? What time did it happen? What work shifts? You can have whatever you like. How many hours worked prior? So that's quite good if you want to start getting into fatigue analysis, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So you might say, well, we worked 6 hours previous to this. And then where were they actually when they hurt? So they might be based in, I don't know, Christchurch, but they're working in Auckland. So you go, well, actually, I was in Auckland and I was working in the facilities department. And then the others, whatever you want it to be, might be subgroups or it might be not applicable. Was there equipment involved in it? In which case I can tag that equipment from our plant equipment. So that means I can then start running reports and say, well, hold on, that bit of equipment causes more accidents than anything else. What's going on? So maybe she hurt herself in the bandsaw. What of my risks were involved? So all of the known risks that I have in the business, whether they're health and safety, environmental, business risks, security risks.
So where are all they sourced from?
Those are sourced from your risk module.
Okay. So they talk.
Yeah, completely. And so I'll show you what will happen. So if I just do a health one, let's go for hitting somebody in the face with the door. Again, my document module, if I've got a policy or procedure, I can link to that policy or procedure from the documents module as well. Then we've got the agency, what causes damage. Again, you can have whatever you want in there. She was blonde. And then the mechanism, the how. And again, you can have whatever you want in there. And then body parts. So, we'll go for the head. I think I've got nose in there now. There we go, the nose. And then whatever happened here. And the story. and then it'll go to somebody that you decide. So that list would just be your approved coordinators throughout the business. Right. I'll do that, hit my door, and I'll save it. So as soon as I save it, a couple of things are going to happen. I'm going to get the number for it, and if I'm on the app, I'll get a number for it as well. So I've got that. Depending on your configuration that you choose, it will email the employee themselves, so they've got a copy of it. It'll email the coordinator right away as well. It's going to go in the coordinator's dashboard as work to do. And also you can, for certain accident types, you can decide, well, if this type happens, I always want to tell the following people, and it can escalate to them as well.
So it will auto escalate. Yep.
Yep. And so there it's there, hit by door. As a coordinator, it's now in the workflow, so I've now got additional things that I can do. So again, I can go, well, the person reporting is, you know, and define it there if I want to from there. I can update anything I need to for it.
Can you, so like we don't have coordinators, so this would probably go to branch managers or supervisors or whoever.
Yep.
But can fields be locked? Because from my perspective, we want to provide information, but we don't necessarily want people to be able to change that information. It needs to sit at a higher level.
Yes. So there's two stages to this. So this is the first stage, like the kind of triage, where it goes, right, who's the right person to go and investigate and figure this out? And so they get access to update what they need to. When it goes into the investigator stage, that investigator, all those fields are locked, as you say, and they can only access the corrective preventive action side of things and root cause information. So it's that kind of stage and gate process. Types and codes allow you to break it down, you know, from a big bucket of stuff to say, well, this was related to machinery, and in machinery it was pinch points, or we want it was people, and in there they weren't, you know, paying attention or being nosy. So again, 100% customizable. Your injury category is where you're going to tag it as a lost time or not. From there, and if you do it as a lost time, then it gets added calculations from Mango doing lost time frequency rates for you automatically. So I can capture the lost time days and restricted work days as well. And then I'm going to push it out to, before I push it out, I can add other workflows. So what I can do, and this is the same through all the workflows, I can say, well, we should get that door looked at. We should have a window put in the door maybe. So I'm going to raise a maintenance request to add, I'll do my building, I'll add window to door. So I'm going to raise an action. And that's going to link to this. So if I click on that, it'll open and I can have a look at what's happening there as well. And then I'm going to assign it to somebody to actually work on it. So I'm going to give it to Brad and say, hey, you've got to get this done by tomorrow. It's urgent. So he'll get the email. And if he doesn't get it done on time, it's going to alert him, hey, you haven't done this. And then it's going to come back to the coordinator and say, hey, Brad hasn't done this. So it doesn't fall through the gaps.
So on your so this is fine. From the initial report, can you also log a hazard from within that report, or do you have to do that as a separate? You can.
Yeah, well, again, it's add a workflow.
But this is the person reporting the incident in the first instance. So this will be the first step.
Yeah.
So one of our techs has an incident on site. We've also identified a hazard, so both need to be reported. Can the second be reported from within the first?
Not in the field. So they'd report it on the app. Right, and they'd report them because it's two different forms. So they'd report it on here.
So there are separate forms. So there isn't a link to that from within.
Yes. So what would happen is you go, right, that risk happened at that accident. So if I come into select a workflow, add there, I'm going to choose an existing record this time that's already been raised. Whatever it happens to be. There we go. and I'll save that. So that's the one that they raised in the field,
Mm-hmm.
and then it links to this accident report.
So can you
There.
show me on the initial report screen where it's linked, so I can see that process?
So it can't when I first report it, I have to report it into two separate sections.
Okay, but my next question was, is there a link in that form that, okay, I'll also need to report a risk as part of this incident, or so can I stay in the form, I press a link, it takes me to the report a risk form, so I have to then do multiple things? Okay.
Yeah, I have to go, right, I also have to report a risk and then come in here and report the risk.
All right.
But say once I've done that, I can tag in the note.
Once again, I'm just thinking about user experience, if it's integrated or at least linked, because we try and link as much into a single form as we can, so that people open one form and then they can move to different forms from within that form where possible, just from a workflow perspective, because once again, keeping people engaged and getting buy-in drops off the more times they have to go back and then do. We try and eliminate steps out of the process where we can. That's why I was interested.
John, can you go back to add workflow?
Uh-huh.
Can you click that again, please? And the risk. So I think what John was asking is, I think we can report a new risk here, right? So can we click report a new risk?
Yeah, but that's after it's been submitted.
Yeah, this is the next stage. So when if I create a new accident report, I can't. I'll leave that just now. There isn't an option in here that I can go, right, and it's the same on the app.
Once again, my question would be why, given they are usually intrinsically linked.
Yeah, it's actually something that we've literally never been asked for. So again, I'm quite happy to raise it with the team and say, hey, this would be a nice thing to do.
Just keeps people within.
Couldn't promise it to do it. I mean, on the app, it's quite quick, obviously, to go, right, we're done, and
No, I understand that, but once
then
again,
doing the risk.
Our end users can be finicky at best, so I'm just looking for all the ways that we can sell a system as opposed to say, well, we've actually just introduced more work as a result. But yeah, no, that's cool.
Let me just scribble that down.
Can you? Sorry, go on, Cassie.
So if I raise an incident and the incident relates to a hazard, so I would close. So once I submitted the incident, I will go to the risk and then raise a new risk. When I raise the new risk, can I link to an incident that have been reported?
Yes, the coordinators can.
Oh, not myself.
You can't do it yourself. No, it's the coordinator. So when you're raising it, you'll add details, or you might say in the comments part, this is the situation, and that information all comes in here. So if I hit save on that, anything I add in the comments comes into the timeline. That happens, and so I can see in there. So if
no, what I'm asking is, so if you go to the risk management, so if you go to risk management, anyone can raise a risk, right?
Yep.
So when I raise the risk, and if I want to indicate the risk I'm raising is actually linked to an incident I just reported, am I able to do that myself?
You can't do the link yourself, but you can add commentary in there to say, hey, it's linked to this accident. And it's the same with the accident. You can say, hey, I had this accident and I've raised this risk, and then the coordinator can pull them together.
So
because equally what can happen is you have an accident and the person looking at it going, hold on, we've had 2 of these accidents before. I could link those accidents, or if I've had a car accident and I've got a driver and a passenger, each one has to create their own report. So you can link those accidents as well.
Right.
within here.
Can we so can we link? Well, yes, you can. So if I'm raising a risk, I can raise it against a specific location, a specific customer site.
Yes.
Okay. So is there a data feed or an RSS feed that Mango will allow other systems to access to pull information out of it?
Yeah, we have an API.
Okay. All right. Because we use an app linked to another system that automatically pulls hazard data across. So if I get sent to a specific customer location where a risk has been identified, it'll pull that information into the information relating to the job. So
Right.
when I turn up, I know there's a problem accessing the roof or whatever there may be.
Right. Okay. We would not be able to do that. The risk module is not on the API.
Right. Okay.
The reason for that is that, so this is the risk template, say for health and safety.
Yeah.
Down to this point is fixed. Or
Sure.
sorry, I should say this point. From this point down, it's 100% custom. So you can have whatever risk matrix you want in there and whatever questions you want to have in here. And so because it's 100% custom, it's kind of hard to add into a standard API.
Okay.
So for all the pages you have just showed us, do we see the exact same layout on the mobile app?
Not the exact.
Is
not
there
the
any
exact same.
difference? Yeah, is there
Yes.
anything I cannot see on the mobile app?
So you won't have the documents on the mobile app at the moment?
Oh, so if I want to, okay, so if I want to read a document or file, I have to go to PC.
Well, you can load the website on the mobile app.
Website. Oh, okay.
Sorry, load the website on your phone because it's fully mobile compliant. But at
So
the moment, it's not.
Browser.
Yeah. The
Oh,
app is really
yeah,
designed to be that input device.
okay. Yeah, the other way around with ProMap, because ProMap only provide the process on mobile app.
Right.
And then you provide all the rest. Okay.
Yeah. Again, we have asked Mango to look at that, but when or if that happens, I genuinely don't know.
So if I'm wanting to report an incident or a hazard, I can do that from the app. But if I want to review a process, I would have to go to the website on my phone.
Yes.
So could I just go to the website for everything and just forget about the app?
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't think it doesn't sound like the app would actually work for us. Because accessing information, documents, processes, etc., would probably be at least 50% of what the guys need to do, particularly documents. So yeah, as long as they can do it that way, yeah, that's no different than basically what we're doing now. So
right. The difference is obviously the app will work offline. So if they're in a situation we don't have cell phone signal, they can still record accidents and all that sort of stuff.
Sure.
Offline. But yeah, I can. There's the website.
So what about? So that's obviously not going to apply to things like documents and things.
Can you click documents? I want to see how it looks like on the mobile. Oh, it's not too bad. So this is how it looks on the mobile.
Yep. And then there's at the bottom there, I can go which documents. So there's the different sections. See, different sections.
Oh, and there's so where's the search function if I want to search a document?
If I go back, it's there. Oh, don't know what's going on with my phone. Come on, phone, you can do it.
So when so when we search a document or file, are we able to filter the group? Like, for example, I want to search a document under certain group.
Yes.
For example, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because
So you can. Sorry, carry on.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say you can again, we can restrict access so they only see their own documents. So you can say, well, you only get to see the following documents, and they can search just that, or they can open the specific manual and search just within the manual itself.
Oh, so for example, you had you know how there were like 11 subfolders under that medical management folder.
Yes.
So what if I want to search a process specifically under that medical folder, and because I don't know which subfolder it will fall under. So how does that work?
So what we do is we're going to come into this one, and then
Oh,
I just search there.
Right, I need to go to the folder. So
yeah, because every time you step down, it'll search just within that section that you've stepped into. So if I step up a level to where I've got all it, it'll search across everything. I only want to go here. Then
right, so I need to identify I need to identify the folder first. Okay.
Yeah, and there's a search on the phone.
Right. So when I search a keyword, let's say if I search procurement, does that word trigger all processes that include procurement, this word?
Yes.
Okay. And I need to figure out which one it is.
Yes. So if I do safety, it'll tell me that's the manual. There's the section of the manual, and there's the manual, and there's the first kind of text of it.
So which one is the document name?
That's the document name there.
Oh, okay.
So that's the path. So manual, folder, document name, and each one of them is clickable. So if I click on that one, it'll take me to the company overview.
Okay. So anything that in the black bold means it's the keyword I'm searching in the context.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, got you. Thank you. And same to files. So how does it work for files?
So files, it will search the file name from memory. So if I do actually
can you search safety again? Oh, SDS. Okay, cool. SDS.
So it's looking inside both the file name and the actual name of the file that's attached.
Okay. When I upload a file, can I insert an external link, or do I need to actually upload a Word, Excel, PDF?
If it's a file side of things, it has to be a physical file that you're uploading, because it's a drag and drop box. So you can put external links into a document.
Right, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's no issue there, but this is file upload on this side of things.
So we could effectively store all of our files on an internal server that's protected, and put links to those within documents that we could access internally, but they don't have to be. But they don't have to be stored on Mango servers.
Yep, if you want to.
Yeah, okay, because that would also potentially help with storage space as well.
Yeah.
The file. So I could double check, but say we've got a client who's been on it now. Well, we took them over when we took up, so they've been on it for just over 12 years. They've got obviously got 12 years of all the records of accidents, risks, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I know they've got 10 manuals, and they're about halfway through the 50 gig. They're about 20 gig.
Sure.
Because obviously, as I say, most things are text, and it gets compressed on storage anyway. So space generally we don't see a problem with.
Yeah, I'm also thinking of internal IT security requirements as well.
Yeah,
that some stuff simply wouldn't be stored externally just because of the nature of it.
And that's fine. Mango is certified to ISO 27001. is externally audited by numerous places, and we've got governments using the system, government agencies using the system as well. So it's pretty secure. But whatever you want to do is absolutely fine.
Yeah, it's just whether or not it's got and it sounds like it's got the capability to work however you want to approach it. So
yeah.
yeah.
I'm just looking at the time, so I just want to check with you, like how many demo sessions you would offer, or this is the only one you could offer?
No, we can do as many as you need. It's about making sure that you're happy and comfortable. That's absolutely fine. Don't worry about that.
Okay, because I do want to explore more. Like there are many other sessions, modules we haven't seen. So can we have another? I think we probably need 2 more personally, I think. What about you, John? Yeah, so if we can have another 2 modules, because I'm actually very interested to see improvement, management of change, risk management, security incident, suppliers, and the plant equipment. Because we have manufacturing, it would be very good. We can keep all the equipment plant on and for maintenance. So very interested in that as well.
Okay, so do you want to come back with some dates, or do you want to kind of pick some dates now?
Yeah, probably in April, because John needs to travel for the rest of the month.
Okay.
I can do stuff while I'm overseas. So.
Oh, really?
It's not a huge drama.
Okay, let me just open.
Be after 10. That's all.
Let me just open my calendar. So
preferably not next week.
Yeah, of course. Next week is too. So we probably need to do it in the afternoon because John will be overseas. So how about 25th Wednesday 1 p.m. New Zealand time?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. Okay, I'm just gonna send you guys an invite.
I'll send you the invite, that way
you will?
You will? Okay,
it, cool.
And then we can group them all together for you.
Okay, all good. So 25th, maybe we do the 25th March first, and then we can schedule the next one at the end of that session.
Okay, so 25th, Wednesday
25th. Yes, please.
Okay,
1 p.m. New Zealand time.
I'll send you the invite for that shortly.
Cool.
Okay.
If you want,
so much.
What I'm happy to do in the meantime is give you some access to our demo system. You can go and have a
Oh,
play.
yeah.
How
that's
does that sound?
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Well, I'll send you that. That's not a problem. And then we'll see you on the 25th.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Absolute pleasure.
Okay. See you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you guys later.